Good afternoon. What is up, my beautiful and faithful people? How are you doing on this glorious Monday? Listen, you all, it's another time to get in the kitchen and get active. My plate, my choice. Y'all know how we get down. Mondays. So I'm in the kitchen. So, of course, we're going to cook today. I'll do something really light today, a little light recipe today. Nothing too intricate, something real simple, something to throw together real fast. But I'm also going to talk to you while we cook today, if that's okay with you all. As always, shout out to you for tuning in. Shout out to you for joining. Shout out to you for being faithful each Monday, showing up. Shout out to you. I appreciate each and every one of you all for hopping on the stream every Monday. And even if you don't get a chance to watch it live when we do the stream, but you go back and watch it later, shout out to you too, because I appreciate each and every one of you. I do appreciate that. All right. So listen, today we got to get active. Yeah. We got to get active in the kitchen today. We got to get active, right? So y'all know when the apron comes on, that means it's time to get serious, right? So we're getting active in the kitchen today, and I am going to work with you all. Today's good afternoon. Today's recipe is for all my pasta lovers in the building, right? For all my pasta lovers in the building, I'm going to show you and talk to you about a couple of things that will help us to be progressive in our journey to make sure that we are on track and doing the things that we need to do. All right. So listen, to my pasta lovers, today's episode is for you. You love pasta and pasta doesn't seem to love you back. I'm going to show you the workaround with that. All right. I'm going to show you the workaround with that. So listen, while I cook, I'm going to talk to you, if that's okay. I'm going to go over a couple things with you, and then I'll bring in the other camera, and we'll get to work, all right? So one of the things we have to start paying attention to is our calories consumed versus calories burned, right? And for those of you who do not have an Apple Watch or any type of Fitbit, Whoop, anything that you use to track, for those of you who function outside of that, I'm going to give you some general averages. But for those of you who have an Apple Watch, Fitbit, Whoop, anything like that that tracks your calories, you kind of have a general idea of what you burn during the day, right? But for those of you who say, man, George, listen, I'm trying to do better, but I'm not losing weight. It doesn't seem to work, right? Here's why. You are consuming more calories than you burn in a day. Okay, let me help you with that. Consuming more calories than you burn in a day. Let's look at it from this perspective. I'll give you guys a really simple example. I wasn't thinking about this, but it just dawned on me, so I'll do it to kind of help us for practical purposes today. All right, so calories consumed, calories in. If our calories in are higher than our calories out the door, we're gaining weight. We're getting bigger. We're picking up body fat. That's just a natural thing. That's just kind of how that flows. So what we have to start to look at, we have to look at that picture like this, okay? And when you think about it, the reason why I've been talking to you all about being so serious about paying attention to nutrition labels and things of that nature is because it truly makes a big difference. All right, so here's why. Let me bring this other camera in, and then I will be able to help you guys see this. All right, here we go. So here we go. Let's say this. All right. So this bowl is just going to represent the overflow. Okay. Now, this right here, let's just say this glass is you. This is you and your body each and every day. Right. And this right here, which is nothing but water, this represents all the meals that you consume. Right. All the meals that you consume in a day. And when you're not reading the nutrition label, right, and you're just eating and eating and eating and eating, you say, oh, man, I'm good. I ate breakfast. Right. I ate lunch. Okay, I had a couple snacks. Okay, then oh man, it's the end of the day. Now I got to get dinner, right? And so what happens is you overflow every single day. You tend to overflow. And this that's running into the bowl, that represents the fat. That's you gaining weight. That's you not being able to fit because each and every day you go far past what you should be consuming because you're not paying attention to any labels, all right? Quick demonstration, but now let's break it down. So, George, what do you mean when you say averages? Okay, I'll run through a couple of averages for you, all right? Anybody on the chat, men age 20 and women age 20. on average, now these are just averages, right? And just keep this number in mind. Wherever you fall in this bracket, just keep yourself in mind. All right, so men age 20 burn about 2,450 calories per day. Women in the 20 bracket burn about 1,950 calories a day. Men and women in their 30s, men burn about 2,400 calories per day. Women burn about 1,850 calories per day. All right. Men and women in their 40s, men burn about 2,300 calories a day. Women burn about 1,800 calories per day. Last but not least, men and women in their 50s, men burn about 2,250 as far as their the calorie burn for the day. Women burn about 1,750. All right. So now, why are those numbers important? Now, when you are eating and you're putting together your meals and you go to Chick-fil-A and you eat one meal, like you remember a couple of weeks ago when I gave you guys a breakdown on Chick-fil-A, right? And so you eat one meal and that one meal is like 1,200 calories. Okay, now let's just think about it. If you are a lady in your 30s, right? In your 30s, and it says on a daily, on average, you burn about 1,850 calories. And in one meal, you consumed 1,200 calories. That doesn't leave you any room for anything else in the day. That doesn't leave you any room for any snacks. That doesn't leave you any room for any breakfast. That doesn't leave you any room for any dinner. That doesn't leave much of any room. So when you are supposed, like, so that's why I said the calories in and calories out. That's what we got to look at. Calories in and calories out. That's the thing that we are paying attention to and tracking, right? So you say, all right, George, I love pasta, right? But pasta doesn't seem to love me back. I'm going to tell you why. Typically, when you go get pasta, this is where you start. You start with these type of noodles, okay? You start with these noodles, and you say, okay, well, a serving size, let me do this for you. I'm going to break down a serving size of pasta real quick for you guys. So a serving size of pasta is 2 ounces. I want you to pay attention. Let me move this back and come around here so you can see that, all right? A serving size of pasta is 2 ounces, all right? Better yet, I like to go in grams. So 56 grams. So let's see what 56 grams of pasta looks like. Now, that's 59. Boom, right on the head. Okay, this is 56 grams of pasta right here. Now, let's be honest. The last time you had pasta, when did you measure out the actual serving size? We would never eat this small of a portion of pasta. You know it, and I know it. You would never eat this. Listen, this bow tie, that's 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is 13 pieces of pasta. 13 bow tie noodles. 13 bow tie noodles equal a serving. That equals a serving. Yeah. That's a serving. I'm just asking, when have you had a serving of pasta? No, you know, like I know, we're going to at least fill the bowl up halfway, right? So then let's look at the metrics now. So if you're doing it that way, that means you just doubled or tripled this. So when this says oh man, I got that wasn't bad. It was 200 calories. Yeah, it was 200 calories for 2 ounces or 56 grams, which is what I just showed you. But if you triple that, that means you just got 600 calories, 246, 600 calories just in your noodles. You don't have any sauce. You don't have any cheese. You have nothing. You just have 600 calories of noodles because we don't want to read the label and abide by what the label says. Oh, man. Okay. All right, listen. So also, I do want you to understand. So in that 200 calories, you consume 1 gram of fat. So if we go to 6, that means we just took in 3 grams of fat, 1 gram of sugar, and 7 grams of protein. That's when you go here. Now, I don't ever use this. I just bought this for today's demonstration. I never use this kind of pasta. I'm always going to use protein pasta. The metrics are better, right? So, and I read this to you the other day. All right, so boom. So protein pasta, so a serving size, again, same 56 grams. This one you get 190 calories. This is 200 calories. But here's the benefit here. I'm going to pick up 10 grams of protein here. There's 7 grams of protein here. There's 10 grams of protein here. 1 gram of fat. The metrics are slightly better. Slightly better, right? Slightly. So this is why I'm not like a super fan of pasta on a regular. But if you make room for it, you do it right, there's balance. So I'm always going to go for the protein pasta over these. And these are probably the best. If I wouldn't go with the protein pasta, this is probably the next best thing. There are other pasta brands that you guys know that the numbers are even worse than this. So here, but that's a serving right there. All right, that is a serving right there. So for today though, let me just go back in there with that. Boom. All right, so here we go. All right, so now again, this is for my pasta lovers. If you're not a pasta lover, today's not really going to be beneficial for you. All right. So, boom. If you're making that at home, though, like I said, so you jumped up, you got a good serving, you're already at 600 calories here. Now, typically, if we're at home, I'm going to ask you a serious question. How many of you actually make your own pasta sauce? Like if you're making Alfredo, how many of you actually make your own Alfredo sauce? I know that number isn't very high because a lot of us are going to go for some already ready-made Alfredo sauce. Like, why do it if it's already done for me, right? We're gonna go grab some Alfredo sauce, pour that in there. We may season it a little differently, throw some cilantro in there, throw something else in there, and then you try to say it's yours, but you and I both know you came here. Okay, well, what's the numbers on this? This is 90 calories for a serving now. A serving of this is 1/4 of a cup. A fourth of a cup. And you and I both know that you don't typically measure out servings of sauce, but I want to show you for practical purposes what 1/4 of a cup is. This is the 1/4 of a cup measurement. Oh, okay. All right. I got you. Don't worry. This is what 1/4 of a cup will get you. Boom. That is 1/4 of a cup. Now, you and me both know your pasta is not even swimming yet. We like our pasta swimming in pasta sauce. You know it. You like it drowning in pasta sauce. 1/4 of a cup is not going to do anything for you, right? But 1/4 of a cup is 90 calories. 1/4 of a cup is 9 grams of fat. 1/4 of a cup is 1 gram of sugar. So it's the fat that I'm concerned about with this. All right. So again, we're looking at calories consumed versus calories out the door. So if this isn't working for me, so if I went now, let's say I needed 3 of these. So now I'm up to 180 calories. I just have sauce and I have noodles and I'm up to 780 calories just on noodles. Because I showed y'all how, just keeping the example that we had going. Sauce and noodles. I'm at 780 calories. There's no added cheese in there. There's no other ingredients. Yo, come on. This is why it's not working for you. This is why it's not working for you. So I'm going to show you, though. We got to do a little more work, but it works for you. It's very beneficial. So now, I already completed the metrics for this pasta I'm about to show you. I completed the metrics, all right? So I went with 1 cup of pasta. All right, I went with 1 cup of pasta noodles. 1 cup of pasta noodles based on the breakdown. Boom. 56 grams. Let's go here. Let's go again. All right, 56 grams is going to give me 190 calories. Let's tear this out. All right, so let's go. 56 grams. We're going to build this together. All right. And don't worry about me using my hands because nobody's eating this but me, so it's okay. Boom. All right, so we're at 59 grams right now. Now, for me, if I'm going to eat pasta, I've already planned for it in my day. So I'm going to make sure that I have room for that calorie intake because what did I tell you? Calories in have to be less than calories burned. That's how you keep your weight down. If your calories in are the same as your calories out, and what do I mean again? Like, you know how when I advertise to you guys about going walking, just go for a walk every day. Why? Because when I go for a walk, that increases my calorie burn. That takes my calorie burn up. Don't always take the elevator. Sometimes take the stairs. Why? That increases my calorie burn. When I go through the store, guess what I do? I park far away. I don't always look for the parking spot right outside of the door because I'm going to just get some extra steps in by parking at the end of the parking lot. There are little things that you can do to increase that calorie burn. If you know you ate a little heavier that day, you want to increase your calorie burn. Me, I work out every day, so I always have room. Trust me, all right? So boom, here we are. I'm at 59 grams. I'm going to double that up, though. So I'm at 69, 79. I'll stop at 79, all right? So I'll say that's 1 serving. That's a serving for me now, not a serving for you. That's a serving for me. All right, so boom, here we go. So I'm at 79 grams right there. All right, boom. Now, I made a pasta sauce because I don't want to be fat. I don't have a desire to be fat. I promise you I don't. And you shouldn't either. You should have a desire to be much healthier. That should be your desire. Keita, you walk down every aisle. You got it. That's it. Hey, get some laps in while you're in there. Just get some laps in. But listen, just make sure when you go down the bad aisle, don't grab anything off the bad aisle. You just walk real fast down that aisle. All right. So listen, boom. Here we go. Now, George, how do you keep this? How do you make sure that you're not taking in bad things? I'm gonna make my own pasta sauce. I'm going to make my own pasta sauce. You're gonna make it with me. I'm gonna help you. Okay. I'm going to help you. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take 1 cup of, well, I take a cup and a half. We're going to take a cup and a half of fat-free Fairlife. Now, a cup and a half is 118 calories, basically 9 grams of carbs, 19 grams of protein, all right, and 0 grams of fat. So I'm going to go with a cup and a half of the Fairlife. Now, again, are you going the extra step? Yes. Yes. Is it easier to just buy sauce that's already made? Yes. But the sauce that you already made, that's already made in the store, is what's making you fat. I'm telling you. So just take a little more time, do it yourself. And I promise you, you'll love the results, okay? So boom, a cup and a half of the fat-free Fairlife. For those of you who need to know what the Fairlife looks like, it's like that, boom. Fat-free Fairlife, all right? Now, my next secret ingredient that I use often, plain Greek yogurt. Now, you may say, oh, I don't, listen, you don't even taste it. I could make you 10 meals and throw in plain Greek yogurt and you wouldn't even know that it was in there. You cannot taste it. I promise you, you don't taste it. All right, because you're going to mix it in, but that just gives you more consistency. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that most sauces are mayo based. That mayo gives them that consistency. We don't need that, right? We're trying to thrive in 25, right? Right. Okay. So boom, here we go. Now, how much Fairlife? I mean, now I'm on to my Greek yogurt. So I'm going to measure it out. I want 75 grams of this. So I'm going to go back to my scale. That's why a food scale is beneficial for you. It just keeps you on track. Like you may think you're the best chef and you're like, oh man, I can eyeball it. Listen, you're eyeballing. Listen, you can't see really good on your own. So you're definitely not going to be good trying to eyeball stuff on your own. Look at that. Look at that. See, y'all think I'm playing. Now, I'm on the head. I'm going to turn it so y'all can see it right there. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see my scale? No, you can't really see it, huh? No, you can't see it. All right, so boom. Anyway, we're 74 grams on the head. So I'm not going to try to make it right at 75. It's not that deep to me. I'm going to stay at 74. It's cool. I'm not tripping over those metrics right there, okay? So boom, what's next? So now I want to give myself a little flavor. So I'm going to go with these. I'm going to use these. You might walk past these in the store, but these are beneficial for you. You can work. You can work because when I use 2, I'm only going to use 2 of these. The squares, they come like this. Now, I used 2 already because I already made my sauce, but I'm just kind of giving you guys a demonstration. All right, so boom. 2 of these. Now, I'm going to break these up. I'm going to break these up because these Laughing Cow 2 pieces give me 70 calories and 4 grams of fat. That's it. 4 grams of fat. So the goal is to keep your fat down. Now, mind you, I told you for 1 serving, you're going to be amazed when I tell you what a serving of this is versus a serving of that. But just hold tight. I'm going to show you. All right, boom. So Laughing Cow 1, Laughing Cow 2 on the way. Now, again, none of this is complex. Every time I teach you guys how to make a meal or something like that, mind you, like these are 30 minutes probably at best that it takes. Seriously. All right, so now Laughing Cow is in there. Fairlife is in there. Now, what else? Oh, George, you didn't really throw any true cheese in there. Cool. I'm going to go with the fat-free mozzarella. I tell you guys about this all the time. Why? Because the metrics are so much better. So I'm going to make sure I weigh out 28 grams because that's what a serving size is. That's what a serving size is. A serving size. Read this part of the bag. This part. The nutrition facts. Read that. That will do you a lot of good in understanding what you're consuming and why the scale keeps going up, why the scale is staying the same, or why the scale is dropping. You have to read. All right, so boom. I know that 28 grams is a serving. Boom. A little messy here. I'm at 24 grams. 27. Let's go 28 on the head just for one more. There we go. All right. So now I'm at 28 grams. So now I have everything I need. I have my Greek yogurt, I got my fat-free mozzarella, I got my Laughing Cow, and I got my Fairlife. Okay, now I have measured all these ingredients out. Now, what I would normally do, like if you have a little blender, I have a blender and a bullet. Like for things like this, I would just throw this as a bullet cup. I would throw this in the bullet, let it blend it up real good. And also, don't forget, I season my sauce. So I'm going to go with Tony Chachere's. And this is hard to find. I got to stop telling y'all my stuff. I feel like every time I start telling y'all what I use, I all of a sudden can't find it in the store. So this is about to be my last Monday telling y'all what I use when I'm in this kitchen as far as my seasons. That's about to go out the door because I don't know what's going on. And it's making me mad. But anyway. All right. So, boom. Now, let's just imagine, I blended that up. Okay, cool. Now, because I blended that up already, I already have my metrics. So now I know that I want exactly 1 cup of this. I want exactly 1 cup because I've already calculated my macros. The numbers that I'm giving you, I'm not just giving them to you haphazardly. I'm giving these to you because, what's up, Phil? I'm giving these to you because it all makes sense when you're talking about your caloric intake. What goes in, I'm breaking it down for you, okay? So now I need a cup of this. So I'm going to measure out because this is what I've already blended out. All right, that's exactly a cup. That's exactly a cup. All right, now here we go. Now, mind you, that's just, I know it doesn't look the best because it's not hot. Like if it was hot, if I throw it in the microwave and warm it up, you'll see it kind of break up in the consistency. I'm sorry that I'm not going to warm it up. Now, last but not least, I'm going to throw in some chicken. Now, what do I need? Because it has cheese in it, guys. Don't listen to me. Like, really, if you throw it in the microwave, it will melt and break down, and the consistency will thicken up because it has cheese in it. It will thicken up. That's just what I blended earlier, and it's just sitting there. So you'll be all right. All right, so let's go. Now, I want 100 grams of chicken, right? I want 100 grams of a chicken breast. This is a chicken breast. I tossed it in the air fryer. Real simple. Real simple. Yes. I blended it up. Yes. All right, so I want 100 grams of chicken. So let me just kind of start and see where I am. All right, that right there is 90 grams. Let's go here. All right, that's 99 grams of a chicken breast. So I'll cut those up. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Now, I would warm this up, and I really want to microwave this so y'all can see it, so you can kind of see how it, like, thickens up, but for lack of time. Anyway, so then boom, what am I going to do? I'm going to lay my chicken across the pasta. Now, that 1 cup, and I used a full cup. I probably could have used half a cup. Really and truly, probably because of the number of noodles, I probably should use half a cup. But a full cup of that pasta sauce is only 17 calories, 1 gram of fat, 2.5 grams of protein. No, my bad. 17 calories, 1 gram of carbs, 2.5 grams of protein, and 2 grams of fat. Now, what did I tell you about this, though? This is 90 calories for a serving, and I showed you what a serving is. It's 1/4 of a cup. So if I were to break down and put 1/4 of a cup in there, let's do that. Let me see what that looks like. Let's see what that looks like. All right, boom. Let's go here. All right. Let's go with 1/4 of a cup. Let's see what 1/4 of a cup looks like in there. Boom. Let me dump this too. All right, here we go. So 1/4 of a cup is going to give me even better numbers, but 1/4 of a cup there, boom. There you go, boom. Now, I would probably come back with a little more shredded cheese across the top, melt that in there, and hey, what's up, Sam? I would come back like that, melt that up, sprinkle some cheese on top, lay my chicken across there, and there is my Alfredo. I'm going to have a good Alfredo. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm able to eat the pasta, and guess what? I'm not going to feel guilty about it. Why? Because I know everything that went into it. I don't have to guess. I don't have to wonder. I know everything that went into my pasta, and I'm good with it. And I know with each one of those macros, I'm okay with those numbers. Those numbers aren't going to do me bad. Those numbers are going to do good for me. Let's taste it. There's some of you on here that have had my pasta. It's the same thing. This is the exact way I make it, so they know like what it tastes like. It's great. Now, did I do the quick way? No. No. I didn't do the quick way. This took a couple of more steps. This took a little more time than normal. I had to work a little harder, but I will work a little harder for much better results. I will work a little harder so that I'm not continuing to gain weight. I will work a little harder so that my body is much healthier. Like, guys, these are the decisions that we have to make going forward. Like, the easy way out is never going to yield the results that you want. I promise you. I promise you. The easy way out is never going to yield the results that you desire. You're going to have to put some work in. So, yeah, when you go to the store, you're going to have to read a little bit. You're going to have to make some comparisons on boxes. You're going to have to sit there and say, okay, boom. Decide which one is better. When you're picking your sauces, you're going to have to decide what sauce is a better sauce. Is this sauce better for me than that sauce? Is that sauce better than this sauce? You're going to have to decide these things. And if you're just trying to look at what's on the shelves, it's never going to rank better than what you can do in your house. Guys, listen, I will say this and I'm done. My dad told me this story about this barber that, and I'll give you the short version of the story. But anyway, the barber basically told my dad, he said, man, he said, if I would have known that the body that I had in my teens and my 20s was the body that I was still going to have in my 50s and 60s, I would have made much better decisions. I'm saying to each of you on the stream, listen, we have to start making better decisions now. The better decisions start in the kitchen. In the kitchen. The name of the show is My Plate, My Choice, because it's your choice. I'm not with you every time you eat. I'm not with you. I'm not there to slap the fork out of your hand and say, hey, you know you're not supposed to be eating that. I'm not there, and I'm never going to be there. You have to start making better decisions for you because you care about you. You care about your body. You want this body to reflect the temple that God says that it is. You want your body to reflect those things. You don't want to walk around in aches and pains. You don't want to hurt every time you're moving. You don't want to hurt every time you get up. Every time you get up, it's like a life decision. You like, let me get everything I need because when I sit down, I don't want to get up again. You shouldn't be thinking like that. Decisions in the kitchen lead to a healthier body. Decisions in the kitchen lead to longevity. Decisions in the kitchen. You don't have to go to the gym every day like me. Do the simple things. Go walk and eat right. Go walk and eat right. Do me a favor. We are at the end of February. Well, kind of moving towards the end of February. For the whole month of March, make a decision. Eat right and go walk. Eat right and go walk. Eat right and go walk. When I say go walk, I'm saying something simple. Something simple, 10 or 15 minutes, a couple of circles around your street, or go up and down. My mom back in the day, she didn't like really walking through the neighborhood by herself. She would just walk up and down the driveway. She would just walk up and down the driveway. Like it's something simple. If it was raining outside, she would just walk up and down the stairs in the house. Like you don't have to make this so complex. You need to make better choices. And that's all it boils down to. Make better choices. Live longer, live healthier, live happier. All right. Y'all be blessed, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in for another Monday, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Y'all have a phenomenal